How to activate VXDIAG Benz truck license and update drivers easily. Hey everyone, this is Hussein, and I welcome you once again to Baabji Motos, the place where complicated automotive diagnostics turn into simple and enjoyable learning. Today, we are diving into something many technicians have been asking about for a long time. And trust me, a quarter of today's topic connects directly to a challenge almost everyone faces when setting up their VXDIAG tools. But before we begin, let me quickly share a short but essential reminder. This video is created purely for educational and informational purposes. Everything you see or hear is intended to guide learners, technicians, and enthusiasts in a safe, responsible way. Any images or references follow fair use policies, and all trademarks belong to their respective owners. Always follow the official manufacturer instructions and your local laws when working on any vehicle. Now here's a question to get your mind going. Did you know that activating your VXDIAG Benz truck license is actually much simpler than most people think, and that a tiny step in the firmware process can make or break your entire diagnostic setup? Stick with me till the very end, because I'll reveal exactly what that step is and why it matters more than you expect. Let's begin with the core of today's topic: unlocking Mercedes-Benz commercial vehicle diagnostics using the latest VXDIAG driver and firmware update. For many technicians, getting truck diagnostics to work on VXDIAG VCX SE Benz or Benz C6 multi-tools feels a little like trying to plug in a laptop charger in the dark. You keep trying, hoping something finally clicks. Thankfully, with this new update, the process becomes far easier and more reliable. VXDIAG has officially introduced an all-new Benz CV truck driver that enables proper activation of Xentry truck diagnostics. This means your tool now becomes capable of handling heavy-duty commercial vehicle systems with the same confidence it handles passenger cars. The only requirement is that your device firmware and your Benz CV license must be fully updated. The update version is labeled as Benz 2025.11.25, marked as version 3.2.6.2 51125. That might sound like a long number, but don't worry. Your device handles most of this automatically. A major highlight of this release is that the new driver brings complete support for Xentry Diagnostics 09/2025 Truck Edition. This update only works when the firmware on your device is running version 1.9.6.0, dated 2025/11/21. If that tiny detail is ignored, the system simply won't cooperate. In other words, it is like trying to run a marathon wearing slippers. Technically possible, but not advisable. To operate the truck software, your device must have the Benz license because the commercial vehicle system is completely separate from passenger car functions. Now, here's where the process becomes surprisingly easy. If you're a new user, your VCX SE Benz tool already comes with the Benz license activated out of the box. You do not have to lift a finger. It's like ordering a pizza and finding out the extra cheese was already included. But if you're an existing user, all you need to do is share your device serial number with your distributor, and they will activate the license for free. No payment, no complications, simply a quick activation tied to your serial number. Now let's talk about updating the VXDIAG Benz truck driver. The first step is to update the VCI firmware. Make sure your device is running the mandatory firmware version 1.9.6.0. This ensures compatibility with a new truck driver and prevents the software from misbehaving. Next, update your VCI license and verify that the Benz license is present and active. Once the system confirms the license, the device becomes capable of handling both truck and car software. This brings us to one of the smart features of this update: automatic mode switching. When you open the Xentry truck software, your device automatically switches to the C6 truck edition. But when you launch the Xentry car software, the device switches itself to the C6 standard edition without you doing anything manually. It is almost like your device has developed a personality of its own and now knows when to act like a heavy-duty worker and when to behave like a daily commuter. If only people were that adaptable. Once all the updates are complete, you're ready to launch your Xentry truck software and begin diagnostics. Everything becomes smooth, straightforward, and dependable. And here's an exciting hint. VXDIAG is working on an upcoming dual system software that will allow even faster switching between car and truck diagnostics, giving users a much cleaner workflow. Imagine handling both systems without the constant tool reconfigurations. Now, that is the kind of convenience every technician dreams of. So let's return to the question I asked at the beginning. What is the tiny step that decides whether your truck diagnostics will work smoothly or fail before starting? The answer is simple: updating the VCI firmware to the required version 1.9.6.0. Without that, the entire activation process does not function properly. My personal opinion is that this update is one of the smartest and most technician-friendly improvements VXDIAG has released in a long time. It reduces confusion, cuts down setup errors, and gives users a more professional diagnostic experience. I would love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, or any questions you have. Drop them in the comments section so we can learn together. And before you go, here's a fun fact. Did you know that commercial vehicle diagnostic protocols contain far more data layers than regular passenger cars? That's why having the correct license and driver makes such a massive difference in performance. If you found real value in this guide, I invite you to support the channel. Help us reach our target of 10,000 likes and 1,000 comments. Your support helps this video reach more technicians who need this information. And if you're new, consider subscribing to Baabji Motos. Your one click helps this channel grow and keeps this knowledge coming. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep exploring, and as always, happy diagnosing.